Welcome into the Front Yard Fantasy Podcast live stream Thursday football lists. We're gonna make
extravaganza.
Man, that was lame this week.
That was weird. It started off kind of strong, and then it ended.
You know, every day can't be a winner. We've got to have some down days to have the updates.
Every day I'm a winner. What's your excuse?
What happened yesterday, Josh?
Or the day before?
Or the day before that?
Again, I don't know how many times I have to explain this to you guys. I let you guys win because I feel bad.
Oh,
that's so nice of you.
And if I was dominating every show, who would want to watch? Who would want to watch me just keep winning and winning and winning and winning, right?
Yeah, I mean, your mom, you would probably enjoy going back and rewatching.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I know I should count as 100 viewers, but I don't. It's a shame.
You should reach out to YouTube and figure that out.
Good.
Well,
I'll talk to them.
Today we are going back and doing a rewind draft. We've done a couple of these so far. We did a rookie draft. We did just a regular PPR league. Today we're doing Josh's favorite format. We are doing a Superflex rewind draft.
Or as Josh likes to call it, Superfuster draft.
Superfuster draft. Yes.
Superfuster draft.
Superfuster.
2 points per fuster. There's a couple of them, so you should be good to go. But Jale and I are actually relatively new to the format. We primarily played standard dynasty leagues and redraft leagues prior to this.
It's PPR.
PPR. Yeah, sorry. By standard, I just meant standard flex. That's
the worst named format.
Standard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the worst named format. So we have been learning this year, but you know what? We're killing it so far in our Superflex leagues that we're in together. So
I beat Josh in Superflex this past weekend.
And as we all know, every fantasy matchup is 100% skilled, zero luck involved. So it's a direct testament of your skill versus someone else's whenever you face them directly head to head.
Indicative of my value over Josh's value. Yeah.
Right. So are you guys excited for Thursday night football? It's the Seahawks Packers tonight.
Oh my God, yes.
Seahawks not excited. But real fast. For anyone that doesn't know, Superflex, you can put a quarterback in your flex position, as well as a running back, wide receiver, tight end, or quarterback. So if you know fantasy, you know quarterbacks usually score the most points. So 9 out of 10 times you do want a quarterback in that Superflex spot. It does give you flexibility. You see what I did there? Yeah, flex. Yeah. But 2 quarterback or Superflex leagues are so much fun because it just changes the fantasy drafts. I mean, quarterbacks are actually valued the way they should be, extremely valuable. So that's kind of why I do like Superflex leagues personally.
I'm learning, and today we're gonna see just how much I've learned as we go back and do this draft again. Josh, you are going second. JL, you are going first, and I am going third. We're gonna go, and then we're just gonna go in that order, over and over and over again. Okay,
forever.
So it is a snake draft. And we're just going to do the first 2 rounds today. So give a little bit of insight about why you're picking, who you're picking, and then we can go from there. I am going to go ahead and throw this on the screen.
All right. It's my pick.
You are up first.
Wow. It's very quick. I'm going to go Mahomes here. I guess I just tell you I can't pick them here. Or can I pick them?
I'll set it.
I only see some. I don't see. This says only it's only 2 rounds.
It's only 2 rounds, so in order to have, I just did it 2 Superflex positions.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so I'm going to go Mahomes. He's been outplaying every other quarterback. Might have considered Christian McCaffrey. I think in the beginning of the season, we did take Christian McCaffrey in one of our co-managed leagues. But at this point, I think Mahomes is the clear pick, or Lamar Jackson.
I agree, JL.
And over Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's in the conversation now too. Yeah,
he would not have been my number 1 pick.
Fair enough.
I think there's been a lot of quarterbacks that have stepped up almost into that top tier this year that we didn't expect to. And the running backs have gotten real messy, real fast, like they do every year. I would have loved to pick up an Alvin Kamara, a Zeke, or an Aaron Jones right here over any of the quarterbacks available.
Yeah.
I understand that, Simon, completely, actually. It just, when it comes down to it in a 12-man league, like, those quarterbacks can go fast. You just don't know when the run's going to hit. You can take a running back there and then hope a good one comes back to you, which they most likely will. It's just, you never know, right? We'll see what happens here.
Bird up. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
My favorite
Buongiorno.
It's not delivery. It's buongiorno.
It's buongiorno.
And so I guess I am up, huh?
That would be the fact.
So
that would be the fact.
Now, honestly, this is a tough decision for me because, like JL already said, I would have picked Patrick Mahomes as well at first. Obviously, Simon disagrees. This is where I kind of get a little confused. So I think
that happened early.
There's a bunch of people you could take here. There really is. There's like 5 different quarterbacks. You got Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. We already mentioned Russell Wilson.
I was about to say
Josh Allen. So there's a lot of quarterbacks to pick. I think the most valuable running back right now is Kamara. So I'm going to take him, even though I just kind of shat on Simon for not for saying he would. But again, Mahomes 1, Kamara 2 at this point, in my mind.
Damn, I was hoping after your whole speech, you would have gone a quarterback right there. But I think you're right. Kamara's the pick, and I still think there's a very small tier of that running back, and I'll be comfortable if my first quarterback when it gets back around to me is Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
He'll definitely be there.
Like I'm totally comfortable with that. Like Kyler Murray, like you said, you just rattled off 5 or 6 guys. Like I've got no issue waiting on that quarterback. I do have issue waiting on running back. So for me here, it would come down to Elliott, Cook, or Jones. Cook just had that injury, so that probably just knocks him down a little bit. He's probably going to be fine, but just enough to take him down a pick or 2 for me. I think the pick here for me is Aaron Jones.
Wow.
I didn't set your player, Josh.
How your opinion of Aaron Jones has changed.
My opinion of Aaron Jones has changed incredibly. I'm not one to lock in what I think, and Aaron Jones has proven me wrong. He looks unbelievable out there.
He looks awesome.
And even in like a more pass-heavy version of the offense this year, which is why I was downgrading Aaron Jones. I thought they were going to be more pass-heavy. He is still like unbelievable and heavily involved. That's not phasing him out at all. It's just getting him involved in different ways.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is a monster. So you're up, Joe.
All right. So next, I'm probably going to go running back here. I would still consider Lamar Jackson.
Even after the slow start, he said?
Even after the slow start. But I think Zeke is going to be my pick here. He's been playing well. I think they're going to probably rely on him more now with Dak out. And so I think he's the clear number 2 behind Kamara.
That was a good pick.
Clear number 2.
Clear number 2.
Clearly,
it's not cloudy, not murky. He's clear. Buongiorno.
So, yeah, that was a good pick. I would have highly considered Zeke with my next pick here. And now it kind of gets a little tough in my opinion. There's a bunch of people we could consider. It's a Superflex, like I said, and I do think the top tier quarterbacks are going to go relatively quickly. I know it's only us 3 drafting, but I think it's time to go quarterback. It's just the question which one. There's really 3 options in my mind, and there's 4 or 5 maybe, but I like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen the most. I'm going to go.
No respect for Russell Wilson.
Bro, Russell Wilson too. I'm
okay.
Sorry.
You guys keep leaving his name off your list, and I'm like, what is going on?
No. Russell Wilson too. I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. No, I'm going Josh Allen.
Wow.
It was too tough those two are tough in my mind.
Josh Allen is the number 2 quarterback off the board.
That's wild.
I just made it happen. I like his running. It's gonna keep him safe.
Good form.
And I love Stephon Diggs. I love everything about that team right now. I really do.
I don't think it's a bad pick. Honestly, I would have considered him here, but where I'm going here is the guy who's thrown 19 touchdowns so far this season. That first tier of running backs is gone. If Dalvin Cook didn't have the injury, I might grab him here. But at 1-6, I think you got to throw some respect on Russell Wilson's name. He's been cooking. We're taking Russell Wilson.
This is a redraft, I believe, correct? Or yeah, right?
This is redraft.
Redraft, yeah.
We just had a question about it from
Tim
McDaniels.
Tim McDaniel says, assuming this is Dynasty or just redraft, we were doing it today. This is a redraft if it was from week 6 on.
Yep.
Russell Wilson would have been tough to pick there in a Dynasty league, but still probably worth it when it comes down to it.
We'll see.
So,
I probably should have taken a running back, but
it looks like we've each taken a quarterback and a running back so far.
So John Luke, you're up.
All right, now it gets a little bit more difficult. I would consider Christian McCaffrey here. He's going to come back soon. Dalvin Cook would have been my pick, like Simon said. I think that was Simon, right? Not Josh.
That was Simon.
That was Simon. But yeah, the hamstring issue, leg issue is worrisome. So I'm going to just go back to QB, and I'm going to go ahead and take Lamar here.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Probably a great pick. He was oftentimes the first quarterback taken off the board in Superflex leagues. Prior to this, it was either him or Mahomes, 50-50 from what I saw. He can pull it together. He's had a rough couple games. He's not been bad. He's still a top 12 quarterback, but he just hasn't been nearly as accurate as he was last year, and he's struggling right now in the passing game.
Well, I've got respect for Russ. I'm sorry. We'll see. At the end of the season, we'll see. We'll see who has the better fantasy year. But Lamar Jackson, the problem with him, in my mind, is, there was just a message that a notification that went out that the Ravens are fine letting him not run as much. And as a Ravens fan, I think that is very smart. But what's it going to hurt, right? It's going to hurt his fantasy value. So that does concern me, because as a pure passer, he's not elite. He is very good. He's maybe great, but
gotten
better. He's going to have to keep running to keep that value up.
Tim McDaniel says he picked Lamar in Superflex Dynasty, and it's kind of killing him. He will be more relevant. I think this early season, it's been a weird season, so I wouldn't get too caught up on, especially in Dynasty, with recency bias here. Yeah.
I'm not too worried about him. I think he's a strong, very, very, very strong quarterback.
Very strong. Big biceps.
He's
muscular.
So
he works out, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Emotionally strong. All right.
Did you guys know I could do that with my pecs?
Oh, wait, who is next?
Are you pushing it up with your hands because we can't see your hands?
No, that was 100% with my pecs.
That would be me. I believe is up next.
Yeah, you're up next.
Yeah.
So, we went through the quarter. There's one more quarterback that I really am excited about.
Kyler Murray.
Justin Herbert.
Yes, it's Kyler Murray.
Ryan
Tua.
You know what?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Gardner Minshew.
Jeff Driscoll.
Kyler Murray. And then there's a good group of running backs that I like here.
Yeah.
There's Dalvin Cook, who I think if he wasn't injured would have already been picked, maybe, or at least considered.
There's two guys who, for me, the next tier is two guys who have an injury that I think they have to be the next two guys off the board. There's an argument you could make for two other guys to jump in there, but if we're
I'm
on the
going
same
to
page,
pick the other guy.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yep. I think it's about time for him to go.
Pick, yep. I think last time we did a rewind, he went in the back of the second.
I think there was a little bit more uncertainty. Like, we didn't know now
that was right when he got injured too.
Right.
So you had 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And now there's one more week we're hearing.
There's talk he could play this week. I don't think that's
as a Mike Davis manager in a couple leagues. Take your time, Christian McCaffrey. No need to hurry back. We want you to be healthy the rest of the season.
There are a lot of options on Netflix. You can kick back, enjoy.
So you guys think that Christian McCaffrey is going to just run with the job when he comes back, right?
Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey. It would be pretty silly for that coaching staff not to.
Highest paid running back in football, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, there was two guys here, a tier of running backs, the injured but elite tier. I'm taking the other one. You could consider Derrick Henry. You could consider maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire here.
Absolutely.
Those are the other two guys I think you could maybe consider, but I think Dalvin Cook is a tier above them, and him missing a week and then the bye, I think he's going to be good to go. So exactly. I would take Dalvin Cook here.
I would try to get Alexander Mattison in the later rounds.
Well, we're only doing 2 rounds, so I'd have to really reach for him.
We can take him in the second. I think that's fine.
All right, it's me again.
And just for context, when we get into the second round, don't look at like team construction, like what you took in the previous round. Just who you think the best player available is in the next pick.
That makes sense.
Why?
What'd you say?
Why?
This is kind of like rankings for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're not building out a whole team.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm up next. I'm going to go ahead and take the first wide receiver off the board here and take Davante Adams.
Ooh, there's a few receivers you could consider.
That is not
Davante Adams. Here's your favorite, huh?
That is not who I thought you would take as the first receiver off the board.
Me either. I mean, there's an obvious
on brand. I would take DeAndre Hopkins. Everybody knows it, but no, I think Davante Adams is going to ball out when he gets back. Aaron Rodgers has been just playing off the handle, so I expect some big games. Big games.
I don't hate that pick. Whenever he comes back, he's going to be a target hog. He had 41.6 points in week 1 in PPR leagues. It was he's a monster of a wide receiver with a quarterback playing lights out. That's probably who I would have taken as the first wide receiver off the board, but a little surprised to see you go that way.
It was close.
Joshua.
That is my name. Joshua. Oh my gosh. So, you guys are just, exciting me so much with your picks that I forget that I'm coming up, So there's a few people I like here. I mean, we already talked about him, and I'm going to just make him the pick, Kyler Murray. His rushing floor at this point might be safer than anyone else in the league. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to probably end the year with more rushing yards than him, I would assume. I hope, please. But Kyler Murray has been lighting it up. He's got DeAndre Hopkins. That offense just looks good.
And I think with that pick, you just ended a quarterback tier for me.
Absolutely.
I think that's the end of a tier. There's other guys that I like, but
Josh Allen and Kyler Murray are in a tier of their own, in my opinion. They're like a tier 2 under Mahomes, Wilson, and who's the other one we took? Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can see that. I don't know where I make that line, but I think this is the end of those top 2 tiers. So with this one, there's some interesting decisions that could be made. Could go tight end here. Could grab Travis Kelce, but I think it's probably a little bit early. But he's been dominant yet again so far this season.
Yeah,
you could grab Michael Thomas or DeAndre Hopkins, one of those top tier wide receivers. But what I'm going to do is grab a player that's been excellent so far this year. He'll be excellent down the stretch as the season wears on. I'm going to take Derrick Henry at the end of the first round.
I was thinking about him with my Kyler Murray pick right there.
Not a bad pick.
He would have been the other guy I would have considered.
Okay.
I don't know if you said that, but
yeah, he already had his bye, so that helps. Before I make my next pick, because we're here on the turn, Sean Goglin has a question for us. He says, "Sup guys, pick one for flex, full point PPR: Kenyon Drake, Mecole Hardman, Antonio Gibson, Hollywood Brown, Devontae Freeman. Thanks as always."
What up, Sean?
Hollywood Brown, Mecole, Antonio Gibson. Wow. That's a good question.
PPR?
Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a PPR.
I think.
Oh yeah, 4-point PPR. Okay. PPR.
Man, I think my gut reaction is telling me. My gut reaction is telling me Antonio Gibson.
Wow, I was thinking Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown is not a bad option either. These are a lot of good options. Kenyon Drake.
I think it's Kenyon Drake just because of the guaranteed volume that he's been getting, and they're playing the Seahawks, which have not been a great defense, and it will probably be a high-scoring game. Maybe they start getting him a little bit more involved in the passing game, but I guess that could be a Chase Edmonds kind of game going on there. I would follow the volume here, and I would go Kenyon Drake. That would be
that might be Devontae Freeman, honestly.
Devontae Freeman could be the volume. Tim McDaniel says Antonio Gibson. The other thing, like Josh said, it wouldn't be bad to grab one of the running backs in that game, the Giants Washington football team game. That is probably going to be gross. Neither one's got a very good defense. Is Chase Young back?
I don't know.
So for me, it's actually not really. I don't think about it. Kenyon Drake scares me. He scares me a lot. I know he's getting the work, and he continues to get the work every week. But Chase Edmonds is showing. It's just showing that maybe he's a little more talented. I'm like, when are they going to make that switch? So,
yeah,
in my mind, I'm just like thinking about it more. I like Hollywood Brown here too. I think it's Antonio Gibson or Hollywood Brown in my mind.
Yeah, it's clearly Hollywood Brown for me. It's not super close. Philadelphia hasn't been that good against wide receivers. I think he's gonna have a great game this week.
Okay,
yeah. I'm
sorry
for
the disagreement there, but
no, look, Hollywood Brown, 2 out of 3. I'm gonna
2 out of 3 say Hollywood Brown. I'm gonna stick to Kenyon Drake. I know he's been disappointing, but I'm just following the volume.
And if JL and I are wrong, then I'm going with Antonio Gibson.
Should we water bet
Hollywood Brown versus Kenyon Drake PPR?
We still owe a water bet, Joe.
Okay, let's water bet this one. We also earlier this week
easy one though.
Earlier this week we water bet a game that is not happening. We water bet Seahawks Packers without verifying that game was actually happening, and it is not only not happening this week. They do not play each other in the regular season. The line that JL found was from the playoff game last year, the over/under.
We were duped.
We were duped. So if they play in the playoffs, we'll pay off on that water bet. But otherwise we're not.
I already didn't have a strong opinion about that imaginary game, and I somehow got looped into that water bet, and so I'm now stuck to it, I guess.
Funny, actually.
Okay, back to the draft. It is my pick again. And man, there's a bunch of running backs that I love. And there's a bunch of wide receivers that I love as well. But running back is scarcer. Only one wide receiver is gone. I think I'm gonna. I think this is where I'm gonna go. This may surprise you guys, but I'm gonna draft Kareem Hunt as the next running back off the board. He's been a monster. He was a monster with Chubb. He was a top 10 running back with Chubb through the first however many weeks Chubb played. Then whenever Chubb left, now he's getting the full workload. Dearness Johnson had some carries that first game, but he's not touching the ball. It's the Kareem Hunt show for 6 to 8 weeks, and then he's still going to be fine whenever Nick Chubb comes back. He's like a top 5 running back in my eyes. And I don't see that I couldn't in right conscious draft any of the other running backs on the board ahead of him right there.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's surprising, but it's not that crazy. It really isn't. I wouldn't make the pick of Kareem Hunt there, but I don't blame you at all. I really don't.
So Joshua.
Oh, I'm up? Okay.
Yep. Now it goes backwards.
I was after JL. Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay, cool.
It's a snake draft.
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So there's still someone hanging here who I think, we've only had one wide receiver drafted so far. There's one guy that's healthy wide receiver, been killing it all year, and JL should have already drafted him, and he probably was going to draft him next. I am going to go with DeAndre Nuke-Hopkins.
Stupid pick.
DeAndre Nuke-Hopkins?
Yeah, I know we're not putting teams together, but I want that stack of Kyler Murray and Nuke, No, he's just been killing it. I mean, what can you say? Talent-wise, he's probably the most talented wide receiver in the NFL right now.
It was exactly who I was going to go next, and I was really hoping both of you started out your picks with there's only one wide receiver off the board, and it scared me.
I had to go for it. I didn't even hear Simon say that. That's funny.
Okay.
Okay, JL, now that your boy is gone, you can still draft T. Higgins here if you wanted to. Or Mike Williams. He's
actually
up.
There's another Clemson you really could consider.
Mike Williams?
No, an actual one.
Deshaun,
Adam Humphrey.
Your boy Watson.
Honestly.
Hey, JL, just as a thought experiment before we wrap through the rest of these 10 picks. Who would you rather have rest of season? Mike Williams or T. Higgins?
I have an answer, but yeah.
Probably T. Higgins, unfortunately. Because I think T. Higgins has less of a big game upside like Mike Williams does, but I think the consistency will be there. Mike Williams he's the outside wide receiver. That's his like specialty because he's massive.
Yeah.
And he can somehow catch impossible to catch balls. But with Keenan coming back and just Mike Williams in general, it's just not. He's not that consistent guy. He's the guy you put in that is going to give you that massive upside. And so I'd probably on a fantasy team rather have the consistency, honestly.
I get that. And I hate to judge things based off one game, but
that game,
Herbert is making me a believer, and holy moly, that arm, that cannon of an arm. It's unbelievable. And that Mike Williams is the perfect receiver for a QB with a cannon like that.
No arguments.
I've never seen someone climb the ladder to catch a ball like that dude can. And I think him and Justin Herbert are going to have a great connection going forward. I think I lean Mike Williams, and that makes me thrilled to say. Like, I love both those players, but
really?
I think this is a great quarterback situation for Mike Williams. I'm so excited for him and Herbert. I think it's gonna be an excellent connection for years to come.
Every dynasty league. So,
what do you think, Joshua? You said you had an opinion.
I lean Mike Williams for the season.
That's fair.
I think they're really close, though. But
I agree.
That could be wrong.
And I think JL's point is actually still true. That
100%.
Probably a little bit safer and more consistent throughout the year. I think he's going to get more targets. Mike Williams is going to win you weeks, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, John Lucas.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the first punch here. I'm gonna get Michael Thomas.
Does he punch a teammate? I get it. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's funny.
Who hasn't punched a teammate or two? We've all been.
I do it every day.
That was a special joke for Fancy Fred if he's watching. He'll get it.
Oh man. So Simon, you're up.
So it is my turn. Another wide receiver off the board. There's really like one or two wide receivers here that I would consider. And so that makes me want to go wide receiver because there's a couple running backs left that I like. The 2/3 wide receivers that I would consider here are Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. Those are the three guys. I'm still not convinced DK Metcalf is better than Tyler Lockett rest of season. But based on the body of work they've put together so far, I would lean DK Metcalf. But I'm going to punt that decision, let someone else take one of those two, and I'm going to draft Tyreek Hill.
Is Ridley not in the conversation for you?
Not above those three guys, I don't think.
So
I would be more comfortable with Ridley if Julio was back. Honestly, I would be a lot more comfortable with Ridley if Julio Jones was playing. And I know that might sound backwards, but Julio Jones opens up that field for Matt Ryan, and I think Calvin Ridley is a better fantasy play when Julio's on the field. Yeah,
like Juju was better with Antonio Brown there.
There you go. DK greater than Lockett to McDaniels. I don't know. Long-term dynasty, yeah. This season, I'm not sure.
So I agree with what you said there, Simon. I would have taken Tyreek Hill before both of these guys, but there is one dominant receiver now on the Seahawks, and that is DK Metcalf. I'm gonna not take him here though. I'm gonna go running back here just because I think wide receiver is really deep. Not that we're necessarily doing a actual draft, but I just want to get these running backs off the board while I can. And there's a couple I really like. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know there's the Le'Veon Bell rumors. I don't know if anything happened while I was at lunch today. I don't think so. Then there's Miles Sanders, Joe Mixon, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs. I like all of these guys a lot. I could make an argument for any of them. I am going to take, and I know it's probably going to seem weird, but I'm going to still take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here.
No, that's probably who I was going to go next.
Oh, really? I'm kind of surprised. But I think
I would not have gone him next, but he would have been in the next year of running backs that I would have taken. So now you're up, John Lucas.
All right, I am probably going to follow suit and go running back. Man, the QB do feel like I can wait here. I feel like it would feel kind of gross to go Aaron Rodgers, even though it's probably who I have next, Deshaun Watson, but that team is kind of not doing so well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go Chris Carson here.
I was going to say, if you're going to go running back, I feel like there's only one guy.
Chris Carson's a great pick there. I could make I think an argument could be made for Josh Jacobs.
I was about,
sure.
And maybe Miles Sanders as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Mixon? Is Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon, I wasn't going to say him just because I didn't feel like putting myself in that situation. Because I do believe you could make the argument, but.
So Miles asks, would you rather drop John Brown or Debo?
I've said this before on this stream a couple times. I think John Brown might be like the most underrated wide receiver in the league. But man, I would drop John Brown.
I think I'd drop Debo. That's it would hurt though. If those are the two players you're trying to figure out who to drop, then you're in a good position. Maybe try to trade one of them, package them with someone else, upgrade at a position.
Yeah, I want to look at your team, Miles. I want to talk through this with you. Because
I would keep John Brown most likely.
Fair enough.
But I think Debo would be probably harder to trade.
Debo's the upside guy, John Brown's a safer guy. But John Brown is just so freaking consistent. He's just so underrated.
Crazy consistent.
That's good. Yeah, no, I have a soft spot
12 to 13 points every week.
Debo,
so
is my heart.
Is it my pick now?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is you.
I'm back up. So I could go Josh Jacobs here. I could go Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, like we talked about. But this is where I pull the trigger and take a difference maker at another position.
Yeah.
I'm drafting Travis Kelce at this spot. I think this is honestly probably a little bit even late for him to go, but or it's just the sweet spot. He has been dominant. It looks like he's going to finish as the number one tight end again for like the 5th year in a row. That's the easy pick for me here.
You're right. Sweet spot for him.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Oh, yep. Thank you for reminding me. So that there's I could go quarterback. I guess I like Deshaun Watson here. We kind of already discussed it. DK Metcalf's not a bad option. There's Calvin Ridley. Adam Thielen, the number 1 receiver so far this year, guys. No one's going to take him.
Not in this format. This is full PPR. He is the number 2 receiver.
Get out of here, Josh. DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Nuke Hopkins, as you say.
Okay. Fair enough. I think Josh Jacobs. He's got to go. I've been a huge fan of Josh Jacobs since he played in high school. Yeah, a little tidbit there, huh?
A little creepy.
I love those high schoolers. No, I mean, look up Josh Jacobs high school highlight reel, and you'll understand why.
Can someone clip that?
I like high schoolers.
Cool.
But
so Miles. Sorry, go ahead, Josh. Finish what you're saying.
No, I was just saying. Seriously, look up on YouTube Josh Jacobs high school highlights. They are amazing. I think it's only touchdowns, like 90-yard touchdowns.
I mean,
That's funny.
Yeah, keep watching this video. Look it up later.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Watching these NFL level players play in high school though is hilarious. My high school football team made it to the state championship. Like we played for the state title, and we literally had one play, and it was called "Give the Ball to Kenyon Drake," and that was the only play we ran, and it got us all the way to the state championship game. Like that was it. There was no other like elite level players on the team at the time. It was just Kenyon Drake and Kenyon Drake. I think Evan Ingram was actually on the team too.
I think someone needs to show Kenyon Drake those videos so that he, gets re-inspired and starts playing well.
He's just biding his time. Something's not right. It's that boot. It was that fashion boot at the beginning of the year.
So speaking of Kenyon Drake, are you drafting him?
No, I am not. So Miles said he needs to drop one to get Hardman just for this week. I guess he needs a spot start. I don't know. I already said I think I would drop Debo, but it would really hurt my feelings. It would make me really upset.
Yeah,
so
I would see if you have anyone else, but if you have to, I would drop Debo.
Here, there's one, maybe two more running backs that I would look at. Joe Mixon and Miles Sanders are those guys. Miles Sanders coming first. I don't like either of them. And there's wide receivers that
so that would be weird.
What? You're right. It is your pick.
Why is he talking through my picks? So there are two real running backs that I would consider here, Joe Mixon and Miles Sanders.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Great point.
I'll go ahead with Miles Sanders here.
Okay. Well, Simon, it didn't look like you wanted either one of them anyway.
Simon,
so
pick again.
Now it's my
So
pick.
what wide receiver looks good to you, Simon?
Maybe I want a quarterback.
Okay, fair enough.
Is there a quarterback here that you guys would consider? Because there are two that
and we know which one you're talking about, which ones you're talking about.
Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah. And the other, Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
For me, the two quarterbacks right here are Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Which one are you gonna take?
It's kind of fun seeing Aaron Rodgers perform at this level where you can consider him in the second round in a Superflex league.
Are you about to take him over Deshaun Watson?
I'm not about to take a quarterback at all. I was just saying we could consider him. I'm taking I'm taking Adam Thielen.
Hey, there he is.
The number one wide receiver.
The number one wide receiver.
I took back what I said earlier. Josh, you reminded me that I was skipping a player whenever I was talking about Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf. I forgot to put some respect on Adam Thielen's name. He's been playing like a monster so far this year.
I still think Tyreek Hill will finish higher.
Oh yeah, I would have drafted Tyreek.
Oh, I agree, 100%. That's why I drafted Tyreek Hill there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So
hey,
Joshua, you're up.
My last pick. That's exciting. I think I know who I'm going to go with. And, I kind of yelled about him earlier saying he's the number one receiver on his team because he is. I understand that Tyler Lockett is kind of, he's getting more targets, more catches. But DK Metcalf, man, if you're Russell Wilson, why not? I mean, it's so easy. Just go ahead, catch it.
It's easy to Tyler Lockett too. They have got the best efficiency numbers in the NFL over the past couple of years.
I just want to see DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett stand next to each other.
Well, it's not a height contest.
Yeah,
sometimes it is.
Who's better at football? Have Yao Ming and Tyler Lockett stand next to each other.
Hey, I'm going to choose Yao Ming in the jump ball.
Okay. JL, the last pick of the draft, wrap it up. Are you going to take the only quarterback of round 2, or is there a receiver, running back, or tight end you think belongs here?
I mean, so we really aren't considering the team stack here.
What'd you say?
I wouldn't take a QB if I already took Patrick Mahomes, but
doesn't matter.
Who do you think the best player available is here? Is basically what this is saying.
It's not really the way I think about drafts, Simon.
Yeah. Okay, then do you?
Man. Do you?
I'm gonna go ahead and go. I don't know. I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Surprise.
Solid pick.
I don't think it's a bad pick. I am surprised though.
I thought you were gonna go Calvin Ridley.
I thought about Calvin Ridley, but Calvin Ridley's touchdowns scare me. He has too many of them.
Yeah.
I know it's not a problem, but it worries me.
I get it. No, I wouldn't have drafted Calvin Ridley there, but we were talking about him earlier.
Draft Tyler Lockett. I would draft Mike Evans over Calvin Ridley.
Ooh.
Surprised you didn't take Mike Evans 101.
Yeah.
I didn't have the 101, so didn't have the opportunity. And then
what about Allen Robinson?
Allen.
What about Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson. Not considering him.
He wasn't in consideration yet. He's a tier below those guys for me. Just with the quarterback situation there, he's still producing, but I think that puts a lid on him.
I have him up there with Ridley and Metcalf and Thielen, but I don't know. It doesn't feel great. I'm worried.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
There it is.
We're done. Before we jump off,
I think my team's best.
No, your team sucks.
Which one?
I like my team that has Russell Wilson and Travis Kelce.
No running back.
That one's pretty hot. I started the draft that way very similarly in a league this year. Lamar Jackson, Travis Kelce, and it's doing all right. It's doing all right. What'd you say?
Who are your running backs?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
I can tell you in 1 second.
Okay.
My running backs, who I put together in that league, is Kenyon Drake, Jonathan Taylor, Kareem Hunt.
Not bad. Kareem Hunt is pretty much a
and James Robinson. So those are my 4 running backs. I played the waiver wire and got him. And so even though Kenyon Drake didn't work out, having JT, Kareem Hunt, and James Robinson to clean up has done wonders for that team.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So you can go QB early and still figure out your running back situation. You just need to be aggressive on those, like on the waiver wire in the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Whenever a guy comes out like James Robinson, you believe it and you buy in. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But you don't have to
spend all your money.
You don't have the luxury of waiting to find out if it's going to be right or not.
So you either destroy your league, or you destroy your team, or you win the league.
Destroy your league. Yeah.
Destroy your team, or destroy your league.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got any hot takes for this weekend? Any games you're looking forward to? Any movies you want to talk about real quick, and then we'll jump off? Any fun facts?
No.
About anything?
Anything? Yeah.
Actually, this actually just came up. So when you're like in a fantasy league, trading, it makes it fun.
Oh my God.
Okay. That's it for us today. You can find us on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy, on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy as well. You can find us on Twitter at Front Yard FYF. John Luke is at FYF John Luke. I am at FYF Simon. And Josh is at FYF Josh. You should just change your handle to Trading Makes Fantasy Fun.
You know what? You know what game I was looking forward to this weekend?
What?
Packers.
Seattle. Yeah. Packers Seahawks. I'm going to be waiting for that for a while. We will see you guys tomorrow. Well, I won't. They'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.